welcome to reading the Sephora privacy policy so that you don't have to. This segment is brought to you today by Termageddon.com. We're an auto-updating privacy policy generator, and we have generated tens of thousands of privacy policies and successfully kept them up to date with changing legislation. And we've also read quite a few of these in the meantime as well. I wanted to note that anything that we talk about today should not be considered legal advice. If you are looking for legal advice, I would recommend speaking to an attorney in your area. So if you haven't heard of Sephora, it is a beauty store. So they have a website and they also have a mobile app and they have physical stores as well. So you can purchase all kinds of beauty products there, from hair straighteners to face masks to lotions to bath bombs and anything in between. You can also go and make an appointment in the store for different beauty services like a haircut, waxing, or facials and things like that. Now, why is it important to read Sephora's privacy policy? So really it's important to read the privacy policy of any services that you sign up for, any stores that you visit, any websites that you visit, or any e-commerce stores that you purchase anything from, because the privacy policy affects your privacy and your rights. So it will explain what information is being collected, what is done with that information, who it's being shared with, whether or not it's being sold, and how you can exercise control over your privacy as well. Now, first of all, what personal information does Sephora collect? So it does collect quite a bit of information. So the first category would be identifying information. So like your name, alias, postal address, email address, your phone number, date of birth. So those will be collected when you create an account or when you make a purchase. They'll also collect like your account name, signature, username when creating an account, and also your social media handle if you're interacting with the brand on social media. They will also collect your driver's license number. It's a little unclear as to where that's being collected or for what, but I'm going to guess that that's being collected during job applications. They also collect information about your device, like your IP address, information collected through cookies, beacons, pixel tags, and mobile ad identifiers. Usually that's being collected for analytics or advertising purposes as well. They also collect your internet activity. So when you use this for a website or the app, or you open up an email from them or an ad, they'll collect your browsing history or search history. So for example, if I go onto the Sephora website and I enter the search bar, lotion or something like that, that will be collected as well. Or if I interact with an ad or I click on one of their emails, that will be collected too. They also collect your geolocation data and payment information, as well as commercial information. So like what products or services you bought, which one of those you exchanged or returned, what products or services you considered. So, what you clicked on or what you put in your cart. Also your preferences and activity regarding rewards. They'll also collect information about your physical characteristics, so like your skin tone and type, hair color and type, eye color, and other beauty profile information. This will usually be collected through the in-store services. So for example, if I have brown hair right now and I want to get it dyed blonde, that would be collected as well. Or if I search mascara for blue eyes or something like that, that would be collected too. They will also collect your health and medical information like skin conditions or medications in connection with the beauty service. So for example, if I book a facial and I say that I have rosacea, that may be collected too. Or, if I select that I want waxing, they might ask me about medications that I'm on to make sure that that service is safe for me. They also collect demographic data like your age, gender, race, ethnicity, estimated income, and household information. Unclear as to where this information is actually collected from, but I'm going to guess that it's collected for ads. They'll also collect information about any communications that you make with Sephora. So for example, you answer a survey, you provide a comment, or you provide a product review or testimonial, or let's say you upload a photo of yourself to show how good a product worked, or you include a video of yourself for the same reason. They also will collect photos, images, videos, recordings of your voice. So for example, if you submit a support ticket to them and your ticket, you just record your voice saying what your issue is, that would be collected too. They also make inferences, so they take the information that they know about you and make inferences about other things about you. So for example, if you have thin hair or something like that, they may use that to say, well, if she has thin hair, we're inferring that she might want shampoos that thicken hair or something like that. If you do submit a job application, that will be collected too. And then they also say that they collect sensitive personal information. They don't really explain what sensitive personal information they actually collect about you. This seems like a category of data that's usually subject to additional protections, so it would be nice to know what sensitive personal information they actually collect about you. Now, how is that information being used? So first, they use it to provide products and services. So for example, you buy something there, they use it to process your payments, provide your receipt, send you your order. They also use it to administrate your account, so like reset your password, change your email, things like that, facilitating returns, and any other like similar uses. Communicating with you, so like communicating about your reviews or testimonials or any support tickets that you raise. Administrating the Beauty Insider program, Sephora Community, and the Sephora credit card program. They also use your information for marketing and promotional purposes, analytics, and personalization. So I'm going to guess that this would include advertising as well. Security and fraud prevention, legal obligations, and core business functions like maintaining the website, preventing loss, or preventing fraud. And then lastly, to process job applications. So these I think would be relatively standard for a service like this. Now, does Sephora share your personal information? So they say that yes, they do, which is to be expected. So they share it with corporate affiliates, so like their sister companies, service providers, so like delivery and shipping companies, analytics providers, marketing providers, advertising providers, payment processors. They also share it with business partners, so like when joint promotions are going on with a different brand, they would share your information with that brand if you buy their products. Social media platforms and networks, again, that's usually through advertising or through interactions with the brand on social media. Public forums, if you do decide to participate in those forums, like Sephora groups, law enforcement entities, and courts. And then they also say that your data may be shared if the company is sold. Now, for the controversy here, does Sephora sell your personal information? So in 2022, Sephora was actually subject to a lawsuit under the California Consumer Privacy Act. That lawsuit was settled for $1.2 million. And the lawsuit said that Sephora failed to inform consumers that their data could be sold. So they did not adequately tell consumers that, hey, we may sell your data. So now Sephora's privacy policy does say that their use of online tracking technologies may be considered a sale or sharing under applicable law. Now this is kind of confusing because most of us think that selling of data means you take an email list and you sell it to a broker and you get money in return. The California Consumer Privacy Act, as amended by the California Privacy Rights Act, actually has a different definition. So first, selling data to a data broker in exchange for money would be considered a sale, but sale is also defined much more broadly, meaning that any exchange of personal information for a benefit, regardless of whether or not that's a monetary benefit, can be considered a sale. So this means that online tracking like ads or analytics could be considered a sale because in exchange for personal information, companies are getting, better return on their investment on ads or better analytics. Now, in this case, I think it'd be very helpful for Sephora to also say whether or not they sell personal information for monetary gain. So are they selling personal information for data brokers or things like that? I think it'd be much more clear if they included that information as well. Now, what privacy rights does Sephora provide? So they allow you to opt out of cookies, opt out of sale or sharing of personal information when using online technologies. Basically, what this means is you can opt out of targeted ads or opt out of analytics. They also offer the right to limit the use of sensitive personal information. Again, this would be much more useful if they actually told you what sensitive personal information they're collecting. You can also access all the data that they hold about you, delete your data, correct the data if it's incorrect. And then also, if you contact them and ask, for example, to delete your data and they refuse to do that, you have the right to appeal a privacy rights decision, hopefully having them change their mind. Now, you can exercise privacy rights through various different means. So you can fill out a form to get access or deletion of your data. You can call a number, or you can adjust your cookie consent settings. Now, I do wish that this was just one form for all privacy rights, so you didn't have to submit a form and then call a number and then adjust settings. But they do offer these different ways to exercise privacy rights. So that's the Sephora privacy policy. Hopefully you found that helpful.